Food allergies, or you know one, you know how hard it can be to cook foods that they can eat. Well, it's the dilemma one local mom faced, so she created a new cookbook. It's full of recipes safe for kids with all different sorts of allergies. Emily Hendrix live in studio with us this morning to talk about what's called Sophie Safe Cooking, and I'm assuming from Sophie Safe. Sophie is the little girl we're concerned with, your daughter.
Yes, Sophie's my third daughter, and she is allergic to 7 of the top 8 allergens.
Which are?
The top 8 are wheat, eggs, milk, peanuts, tree nuts, soy, fish, and shellfish. And the only one she was not allergic to as a baby is soy.
So if you're allergic to all those things, I imagine that takes most foods off the table.
It does.
That covers almost everything.
Yes, it's pretty complicated.
So we're going to make something this morning. Let's talk about what we're going to make first.
These are fudge sandwich cookies. So in this bowl, I have a non-soy shortening mixed with rice milk and sugar. And we're going to add cocoa powder, which is not an allergen ingredient.
Okay.
That is totally safe. And oat flour instead of wheat. And then a little bit of baking soda and salt.
Okay.
And normally these...
You'd have a mixer.
We'd be mixed with a mixer, yeah. So we can mix them up a little bit, but they're not going to get quite to where they need to be.
So we'll... jump forward.
So yeah, so this is what it would look like once they've been mixed with a mixer. Obviously a little more than this.
Right.
But, and then you just want to pinch off a little bit and roll them into balls. And you can make your balls whatever size you want, but you want them to all be about the same size because we're going to end up putting them together.
Right. So they have to match up.
Right. So.
What about while you continue to make some of these, what about some of the other foods? I mean, we're making a great dessert. Kids will like this, but I mean, the cookbook encompasses meals.
Yes, I have everything from breakfast to dessert. So.
And how can someone get the book if they want to find it? Because
it's available on lulu.com, which is L-U-L-U.
Right.
It's also available on barnesandnoble.com and amazon.com.
How many friends have you dealt with that have dealt with at least one or more of these allergies? Because it seems to me they are more and more prevalent, or at least I'm hearing more and more about them.
You know, actually, we moved into a new neighborhood right before we found out about Sophie's allergies, and in that new neighborhood, we immediately met 3 or 4 other families that had children with severe food allergies.
And you have to get creative fast, because it's not like you have a couple of weeks to go sort this out.
Right. When we found out about Sophie's allergies, I was nursing her, so I stopped eating the things that she couldn't have, and I got to about 30 pounds underweight because I didn't know what to eat.
Sure. So you end up eating nothing.
Yes, it was pretty crazy.
The only safe thing. So let's move ahead now. We're going to bake these. They'll flatten out and become just like these. Go ahead if you want to bring them over.
And so you'll just take 2 that are about the same size, and this frosting is made out of that soy-free shortening.
Right.
And then powdered sugar, which is basically just sugar that's been refined, and then cornstarch. And then it also has rice milk in it. And then I put a little bit of food coloring since Valentine's Day is coming up. Thought it might be kind of fun to have pink, you know. And so you just frost them and stick them together like this. Very delicious.
Great. And I'm looking forward. I'm going to try one in a minute. But when you go out, how scary is it for you to try and, because you never know. I remember with someone who's dealt with this before, like even if your food doesn't have it, the contact in the kitchen, the possibility of peanuts and the neighborhood and things like that.
Or maybe the pan that they made your meal in already had butter in it beforehand.
So do you just not, or?
We don't go out a lot, but there are restaurants, many restaurants are very helpful.
They understand.
If you call and tell them what you're looking for, they will help you out. And so you just call ahead.
Well, again, it's called Sophie Safe Cooking, and we're going to get a chance to taste test these in just a moment. Emily Hendrix, thanks for coming in, making these, and good luck with the book and all the help you're providing for people with these food allergies.
Thanks for having me.